The request to have the Virgin Islands budget sent to the UK government 2 months in advance for approval was one of the topics discussed during last Friday's press meeting with Governor McCleary and Deputy Director for the Overseas Territories Tim Colley. The response by the UK representative was that rather than saying yes or no, it is important to view the request as being in the best interest of the territory. Tim Colley termed the UK's pre-approval of the Virgin Islands budget as a pragmatic way to responding to global economic events, which gives the local government the opportunity to affirm its credibility, and he said that it does not take power away from the local government.
We think that it is something of advantage to both parties to have some transparency about financial planning, because BVI gains some credibility by having exchanged ideas with the UK before making decisions on its future budget. So it's not a question, I think, of us trying to take back power that has been devolved constitutionally to the government here. It is about a pragmatic way of responding to global economic events in a way that gives the government here the maximum opportunity to establish its financial credibility.
When asked what the worst case scenario would be if the BVI does not agree to have its budget pre-approved by the UK government before presenting it before the House of Assembly, Governor McCleary said that the UK is trying to avoid another situation like the Turks and Caicos Islands, where the UK government had to take over due to its poor fiscal management and alleged corruption. The governor said that the UK does not want the BVI to go down that route.
The worst case, I'll tell you what the worst case scenario is that we have another Turks and Caicos, and we want to avoid that. So we're trying to set arrangements in place which avoid us going down that route. We don't want to have to intervene in the way we did in Turks and Caicos. We want to get out of the situation in Turks and Caicos as soon as we can, as soon as it's practical to do so. We've set milestones to return to elected government, and we want to avoid, the British ministers have made very clear that they want to avoid another Turks and Caicos happening. That's the worst case scenario.
In his press conference, Premier Dr. the Honourable D. Orlando Smith said, government is not willing to have the UK take control of its finances, and the Virgin Islands government did not sign the framework for fiscal responsibility during the Overseas Territories Consultative Council meeting which took place in London. Premier Smith said that although the framework is the UK's way of calling on the BVI to be more fiscally responsible, the request was a result of the performance of the previous administration. According to Dr. Smith, as a result of talks with the UK Overseas Territories Minister, the BVI government was given time to evaluate the territory's financial situation to put together a strategy to restore fiscal balance and responsibility. Discussions are expected to continue in January.